Okay, we have another question here that says solve log base 10 of 3x minus 1 minus log base 10 of what 2 is equals to what 3. This is more of what an algebraic what equation. So the same thing, still under the laws of what logarithm. If you look at this, the operation here says minus. The operation here says what? Minus. What does this minus suggest? It suggests that there is a possible quotient rule. But before we conclude that this is a quotient rule, we have to look at other what? Factors, which is what? The base of the logarithms. What's the base here? The base is 10, and the base here is also what? 10. So it could be a further possible quotient law. So the last thing we look at is what? The coefficient of the logarithms. You notice that the coefficient here is 1, the coefficient here is what? 1. So we can then conclude that this is what? A quotient rule. What does the quotient rule state? It states that if I have something like this, that is going to be log base 10, I will write the first number 3x minus 1 divided by 2. And it will be equal to what? 3. What have I done? I've actually reduced these 2 terms of logarithm to be what? 1. 2 terms of this logarithm to be what? 1. So if you look at this is what? A simple logarithm what? Equation. Don't forget from our first class where we define laws of logarithm that if I have something like this, but don't forget please that this is what? An equation. How many terms do I have on my left hand side? I have 1 term on my left hand side. And on my right hand side, I also have what? 1 term. Meaning that the equation is ready for us to what? Solve. We need to look for a way to solve this equation. But since this is a logarithm what? Equation, what it means that there could be or there is a corresponding index form of what? This equation. And don't forget the index, how we write the index form of the equation. We said that the base of the logarithm will also be the base of what? The indices. While the answer or the right hand side of the logarithm becomes the power to the base of the indices. So the right hand side is what? 3. So the power of the indices becomes what? 3. And it will be equal to the logarithm number itself. What's the logarithm number here? 3x minus 1 all over what? 2. So we are no longer solving a logarithm. Rather, this is what? A simple index what? Equation. And we can go on to ask ourselves, what is log 10 raised to the power 3? 10 raised to the power 3 is the same thing as what? 1000. So I can now say that this is 1000 is equals to what? 3x minus what? 1 all over what? 2. So what do? We can multiply the both sides. For us to remove this, to remove the denominator here, what do? We can multiply both sides by 2. For us to get rid of what? The denominator here. So if we are going to multiply both sides by 2, this is going to be 1000 times 2 is equals to what? 3x minus 1 over 2 times 2. So that these 2 will cancel what? These 2. We are left with 1000 times 2 will give us what? 2000. So this now 2000 is equals to what? 3x minus what? 1. Which is what? A simple equation. How do we solve equation? In the equation, we are trying to make sure that the term on the left hand side is 1 and the term on the right hand side must be what? 1. If you look at this, the term on the right hand side is what? 2. 3x minus 1. How do I make this to be 1? I have minus 1 here and I have 2000 here. These are 2 simple numbers that we can actually add together. So what do? I will collect like terms so that this becomes 2000 minus 1 crossing the equality sign will give us what? Plus 1. And it will be equal to what? 3x. 2000 plus 1 will give us 2001 is equals to what? 3x. We divide both sides by 3 because we are looking for the value of what? X. And we also divide here by 3. In the equation, we said that whatever you are going to do to the left hand side, you must do it to also do it to the right hand side. So 3 will cancel what? 3 here. We are left with what? X is equals to 2000 divided by 3 will give us what? 667. And that will be our answer. Thank you again for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button.